Good evening, this is Rita from Duafe. I'm here to talk about something that's been on my mind for the past couple of days. Really talking to my younger self and tell you that you okay. So, my senior year of high school, I chose to go to Hampton. You know, I was code switching all my life in private school, pre-K to 12, and I needed to have a different world experience. Well, that's another video because that's not what happened. Different worlds don't normally live on HBCUs. It depends upon your choice, but you can meet friends for life. So anyway, senior year, I was with this boy that I loved oh so much. He was pretty to me, and I could not wait to one, go off to school, but to have the best summer of our lives with this gentleman. Okay, so here we go. My mom is a little agitated because I'm coming home later than what I should. So she's like, listen, you ain't go off to school. You only got a month and a half to be in Philadelphia. I want you home at a certain time. So, all right, I'm juggling this relationship, but I'm trying to juggle what my mom was going to do. And I would say I was one of those girls that was trying to keep their numbers down. So there was times that I kept some men in my life a little bit longer than I should, just to make sure that I felt pure in areas that, I wish I had a different perspective. So I stayed with this person way longer than I should. Things start seeping in. It's like a Pandora's box. First it's like some harsh words and you just shake it off because, oh, they having a bad day. And then it's like subtle gestures that's a little too aggressive, but you just shake it off because you're like, oh, that person's having a bad moment. And then there are times where shit get crazy, and then somewhere or another in your head, because you're trying to keep your numbers down, you stick and stay too long. But you know what, where my blessing is, I chose Hampton. So I knew that I was going to be leaving Philadelphia. So I was with this person that I, once again, loved so much, 17, right? And so, all right, here I go. As the things started to seep, as the abuse started to happen, as the slick ass remarks happened, and I wasn't able to protect myself because I couldn't find the words. You'll be surprised. I did not have the words to protect myself as a child. So, all right, I'm on curfew. It's time for us to go. I'm like, baby, it's time for me to leave. I got to get home. He gets upset. In that moment, he was like, I want you to marry me. Because I guess he thought that that was the way to keep me. But somewhere in my head, I knew that that was not my plan. I had bigger plans than to stay around with him, even though I loved him so much. So cool. Here we go. We on 22nd Street. At this time, I told you 17, so I'm taking SEPTA. And as he's now agitated as hell that I chose not to marry him, he began to scream and holler and curse while we were on a trolley stop. But I didn't know what to do. Because remember, I ain't had the words. I didn't know how to protect myself. And suddenly, when I was like, I told you I didn't want to marry you. In that moment, he put his hands and wrapped them around my neck and chose not to let it go. But you want me to tell you what was really effed up about it? When, as he is choking me and I'm on my last breath, there were people on that trolley stop and they did not do anything to try to protect me. They like how people are nowadays when you see trauma and drama happening, and versus calling 911, you are having your cameras in front of them because you want to put it on the gram. But you know that's a whole nother video. And so here we go. Here he is choking me. And at that moment when I only had one last breath, I said, I don't want to tell you what I said. But I said something mad because I was mad, and that was the only way that I could figure out how to get him off me. But it didn't. It just made his hands go a little tighter. Then he picked me up and he started taking me up the stairs of 21st in the trolley stop because he saw that everybody was staring. And as he gets on his knees, he's like, I love you so much. The only thing I want us to do is live for the rest of our life and marry me. How dare you say no? So as he began to grab me again, I ran. I darted. And when I darted the next block, I hopped in a cab. I got home and never shared nothing with my mom. Never shared nothing with the people who could protect me. Never shared nothing. Listen, that man could have, if I didn't choose to run, could have did more than just choke me. So who am I talking to now? I'm talking to that sister who feel like she needs to stay in something that you know it don't work. Who am I talking to you now? It could be brother too, because sometimes sisters are abusive. It could be, I am talking to that woman who think they have no other options, and somewhere or another they build some type of chains on their hands and their arms and think that they can't leave. There is a better day. One day I'm going to tell you about the relationship between my mom and my father. And I'm going to tell you, she got away. We only had nothing but the clothes on our back. And look at me now. Look at her now. She is a survivor. She is a thriver. You can do the same. So who am I talking to but my younger self to say, yo, you deserve, you are enough. No man, no woman, no child should ever disrespect you. Honor yourself and your choices, decisions, and who you choose to lay with. Be kind to yourself even when somebody else can. And you don't have to stay nowhere where somebody feel like they got to put their hands on you. Have a good night.